3 and 13. Actually, you know what? Give me Revelation 15, 1 to 3 first.
Revelations chapter 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of God.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Read that again from the top. 7 angels that have what? 7 plagues. Okay? Plagues of what? Judgment. It's what the Most High used to punish people, right?
Come on.
This is coming from the Most High. Didn't we first open up with good and bad? How the Most High is great, is terrible, and terror, the terrible terror. That's his name. Okay? He's all of that. So yeah, he could bring some, like if a baby get hit by a car, whether you like it or not, and you say, how does God exist? That's behind, God has that power. Yahweh has that power. Whether it's terrible, the terrible terror. Go ahead.
Read again. Revelation 15, 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of God.
The wrath, terrible, terror. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name.
Now, that's not to everybody. When I told you in Revelation chapter 6 through 19, the whole chapter, if you want to talk about context, if that's what you want to talk about, context, okay, the whole chapter is talking about enduring, tribulation, things that you have to go through. Okay, but his elect is going to be saved out of that if they endure. But the only way they can do that is through the straight gate. Okay, there's no partiality, there's no little here, no lukewarm. You can't be a lukewarm individual. You got to be hardcore, and you have to be endured to this. Because he that endured to the end shall be saved. It tells you that. I think that's in Revelation 3 and 10. He that endures to the end shall make it. So these tribulations in chapter 6 through 19, you got to hold on. It ain't the end yet. But these great plagues that the brother brung out. Plagues is coming. Okay? You see if you endure. So in other words, to bring this out is see who's going to stand all the way toward for the Mashiach to death, to the end. Because there might be, some individuals don't believe in it. It might be about the chip. Some people might say this chip, okay, you be embraced. You embrace this chip or your family dies. Some people going to be beheaded. Some people going to be beat up by the cops. Martial law. Some people going to be hung. It's going to be a race war. People going to go back to their original race. It ain't going to be all this kumbaya shit, holding hands. Niggas going to go right back to their original race. They don't like that. They don't like that now, if I say that. Everybody's going to go, your little white girlfriend going to run back to her white family. Okay, because it's going to be a separation. And the Lord is doing that. Not Shammai, not Kabod, not Abiyah. The Lord is doing it. And the Lord is doing this. He's leading these plagues in Revelation chapter 6. Go ahead.
Fine. We on verse 2?
Yeah, 15, 1 to 2, 3.
So we're on 3 now.
Yeah.
Revelation 15 and 3, it says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty.
Right, the reason why I bring that up, because that's showing you as well, is that this song is what? This is not a regular song. This song is the holy song of the scriptures. That when those who follow these scriptures and follow the Mashiach wherever he goes, they know these songs. They're in tune with these songs. That's why I say we're the musicians. When you look up that word, that's a Hebrew word for nasa. Who are the ones that's going to stand stiffly in God's orchestra? Because he's in his orchestra. What are you doing? What instrument are you playing in God's orchestra? Some may be playing the flute, some may be playing the piano, some may be playing the guitar, but they're all playing God's instrument in that orchestra. And those are the elect that's doing that to play to that tune. All right? And they're going to understand this. Now, You read Revelation 14 and 14? I got 3 precepts to Revelation 14 and 14. Okay? All right, but now, before we go into that, let's start reading some of this chapter. In
Okay.
Revelation chapter 6.
Revelation chapter 6.
It's all right.
We're going to start at 1.
We're going to start at 1.
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see." Verse 2. "And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer."
Now, this is why they think that they saying that certain individuals, they thinking that this is the Antichrist of the Pope, is because he went forth from conquering and conquering. They don't understand that Yahushua can have many officers. That's why we opened up with the terrible and terror, and that's why we read some of the other things about the Passover, how he killed the firstborn of the heathen nations. Okay, and you don't think some of our own people died in that time too, in that Passover, that didn't follow the instructions of Yahushua?
Huh?
You know, don't think it was just the Egyptians that died, their firstborn. It was some of the people was happy to be enslaved, our people to be enslaved and oppressed by the Egyptians during that time. Like some of our people today is happy to be enslaved and oppressed by this government. They don't want to get out because they feel like it's good to them. So you don't think that could have happened in the Passover when they didn't put that, specifically had orders to put it over their door? Because that was Christ, who you literally call Christ, that came and killed the firstborn of everything. Animals, everything. And of the firstborn of the Egyptian Pharaoh. Terrible and terror. Now you wanted to bring out about the bow.
Swap it. In verse 2, they have the word bow there. It's under the Greek, and it's number G5115 under the Strong Concordance. And the bow is actually talking about war. A person that's carrying the bow is coming for war. A bow and an arrow is coming for war. But not only that, you have, and that would also let you know that this person is it could be Satan, it could be Christ. But what gives it away is the crown and the fact that he's riding a white horse. When you look up the word white under the same Strong Concordance, on the G3022, it's a light, brilliant, bright, brilliant from whiteness of the garments of angels. So we know Satan is not riding it, but the particular angel. Now, Satan has angels as well, and those exalted to the splendor of the heavenly state. A white garment as a sign of innocence and purity of soul. So that in itself eliminates Satan. It has to be somebody in righteousness that's riding that white horse.
And the Pope is not innocent of anything.
Come. So we know it's not the Pope. So when you go down to crown now, that's G4735. And a crown is a mark of royal or exalted rank, a wreath of garland, which was given as a prize to victors in public games. Metaphorically, the eternal blessedness, which will be given as a prize to the genuine servants of the Most High.
Now that's a key right there. Because we're going to end that up. We're going to end that with that too. Because we're going to give you all scriptures. Because when Paul was talking in that, he wasn't talking about a regular crown. He was talking spiritual. Because during those days, they had games in the arena. And a lot of the guys were boxers. I did research on that. They were boxers. They was Olympian champions fighting in the arenas. So they was getting spiritual ready, like boxers get spiritual ready in their matches and stuff like that. So Paul was talking in that context, telling the ones that follow Yahushua to get spiritually ready in their mind. Just like you get ready for those games and get ready for the Olympic Games, put your mind in that spiritual frame to get that spiritual crown. But they were fighting for, in that time, for a carnal crown. for the Olympics. But in this time, Paul was talking about the spiritual crown, fighting for the fine fight of following Yahushua, which is a Stephanus crown. And only a spiritual man can receive that crown.
Well, it's like it. If you remember, it says here also the servants of God and Christ. Okay, it says the crown or wreath. If you remember when Christ was crucified, they put a wreath on his head. When he was being crucified. Well, that wreath was symbolic of the crown, which is the reward of righteousness, that which is an ornament and honor to one. So this person that's riding this horse is someone of honest and righteousness. I can do it. All right, Salaki, I gotta get the door.
All right, okay.
I got it, Dennis. I got it.
All right, so this is what we leading you to. All right, who's on riding that white horse? Okay.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing right here, you know.
Yeah. We're heading up there right now.
He said he had somebody waiting for him. You ready already?
Okay, so yeah.
So like the brother was saying, the crown is a spiritual crown. It's not a physical something that you put on your head, but a spiritual one. This wreath represents tribulation. So the Most High is creating his army and his people through tribulation, forged in tribulation, the furnace of fire of tribulation. So if you make it through that tribulation, you would be indeed children of the Most High.
You'll be one of the elects. Because the Most High is looking for the elect right now. And only the elect is going to be grafted, saved first. Okay, everybody else is going to pass away. They're going to go through these different, they're going to fail in these tribulations because it was set up for them to fail. Okay, so right now, the one that's of the elect got that spiritual mark. You can't see it. It's a spiritual mark. Okay? Go ahead, continue reading.
Okay, what verse 1? 2.
We're on
3.
3.
Okay, Carmen to be Carmen. This is Ezekiel, right? Revelation 6. 6 and 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." Verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
Now let's see what this red is going to do. Now remember, we already gave you the breakdown of who's the brother gave you the crown, spiritual crown. This has nothing to do with the what? With the Antichrist or the Pope. Okay? This is the Messiah leading this because he's bringing all these famines because of tribulation to purge out the wheat from the tare, the righteous from the wicked. Everybody has to go through these tribulations. Go ahead.
And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Okay, let's get a precept to that. Zechariah 1 and 8. Okay, you could get Matthew 24, 6 and 7. I'll get Zechariah 1 and 8.
24, 6 and 7.
Yeah, Matthew 24, 6 and 7. You got yours first?
Not yet. I'll get it as soon as I get it.
No, because I didn't get mine yet either.
6 and 7.
Okay. Zechariah 1 and 8. I'm going to read that. And it says, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood upon the myrtle trees. And there were in the bottom, and behind him was a red horse, speckled and white. Okay, now hold on. Let's go to 6 and 2. Zechariah 6 and 2. In the first chariot, and I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots, and from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass. The first chariot were red horses, and the second chariot was black horses. And the third chariot was white horses, and the fourth chariot grizzled and bay horses. Okay, so that's the precept to that. Okay, but the brother got ended up with this one.
This is Matthew 24, verse 6 and 7. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Tribulations, as we brung out. Okay, Revelation chapter 6 through 19 is tribulations. Okay, now before all these things have to take place, it has to be a separation. Now, what is the sickle for? When we first bring the sickle is to separate something, okay, and to kill. These are things that have to take place, okay. These are the ones that's going to walk through the fire, okay, being purged. That's how they're being tried and refined, okay. The gold when you get gold has to be purified. When it first comes out, it's dirty. They got all types of elements on it. But through the fire, through this word, okay, through your Yahushua, you're being purified. Okay? This is part of the Great Tribulation. Who's real and who's fake? That's why we brought you in Revelation 14 and 14, the sickle. What is that sickle for? It ain't for just peace. It's to mess things up. To reap. Go ahead.
Verse 7. That's Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
Now, what is this whole chapter talking about? From the first horse, which is Yahushua leading these things, because what is he doing this for? He's going to be the kings of kings. He's going to get all those crowns. All right? And in the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up on earth. So he has to purge the rest of those kingdoms. 2 kingdoms can't rule at the same time.
That's right.
It has to be one dominant king. And that's going to be who you call Christ. Mahasha.
It's like it. One of the things I was thinking about that came to mind was that what the brother just said, 2 kingdoms cannot rule at the same time. The dominion of this entire earth, the first dominion was given to Esau. That's how we know who he is.
Right.
The first kingdom was given to Esau. Well, we know that the kingdom that's going to live forever is the kingdom that Jacob inhabits. Jacob is the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, headed by a king, which is Christ. So that kingdom cannot stand until this kingdom is terminated. That kingdom, which is the kingdom of heaven, cannot stand. Also, what it implies is that the Most High in John 3:16 is not talking about this world, because this world is an evil world. So he doesn't love this world. He loves the world to come, the everlasting world. That's John 3:16.
That's right.
Okay, so this is what the brothers have to get an understanding of it. John 3:16, he's talking about the love of the world to come, the everlasting world, the world that keeps righteousness, that keeps the law, statutes, and commandments, that never fails. Why? Because there will not be an offering for sin, for there will be no sin in that world. That's why it's going to last forever.
And you know what it is? They give too much power to Satan and to the Pope. They give too much power to him. The ultimate, even Satan and the Antichrist, because there's many Antichrists, it's not one.